Alright guys, it's time to sell the Autozone Special. I don't like calling it the Autozone Special anymore because, honestly, it's not the Autozone Special anymore. It's actually turned out to be a really, really nice car. The problem is, as most of you guys could probably understand, I can't keep all these cars because if I did, well, I'd have no room for them. So it's time to send it down the road on its way to its next owner. I'm very, very happy with the way this car turned out. First, though, we're going to do a cold start, and I'll show you how well it actually does start up. It's actually awesome. So yeah, it starts up that well. It's got lots of oil pressure. The volts look good. I apologize in advance. The car is actually quite dirty. Here in Texas, during fall, it gets pretty windy, and because of that, all kinds of leaves blow everywhere, and dust gets everywhere. You can see there's some dust in the taillights. But I want to take you guys back. There's some chickens. I want to take you guys back to when we first brought this car home. So we'll start with underneath the hood. So if you remember, in the engine bay, it had those kind of interesting looking valve covers. It had a leaky thermostat housing. It had a leaky freeze plug, all kinds of things like that. But the worst part was all the stickers and all the really crappy wiring and just a bunch of, just to my opinion, bubble looking stuff. Now, as you guys can see, the engine bay is not perfect, but it looks a heck of a lot better than it used to. So the different valve covers and different air cleaner match the master cylinder and alternator, plus the pulley. So chrome is a good theme for underneath the hood. Cleaned up all the wiring along this edge, so it looks nice and tidy, factory even. Around the front, you remember those really awful looking headlights. Now it has these pop-up headlights, which look much better. Do you guys remember the doors and how cracked and crappy they were? Well, the doors got painted, and it's a really, really good match. Shines up well. I personally like the chrome mirrors better than I like the bullet mirrors, because more chrome is always a good thing. New locks, new door latches, stuff like that. And one of my favorite parts was the interior. It had the nasty skull seat covers. It was just dingy and dirty and gross. And now, with the seats replaced and with the dash cleaned up, new steering wheel, painted steering column, new shifter console, all those kind of things, it looks awesome inside. There were a few things that people wanted me to change, but you know what? I'm going to leave it up to the next owner. For example, the side pipes. Some people thought I should put the full length side pipes and headers on it, but the $1,200 of those costs really wasn't in the budget. And then there's the wing. So the wing was loved by half of you and hated by half of you. And again, I'm going to let the new owner decide whether they love it or they hate it, and they can figure out what to do with it. I got multiple offers from people who wanted to buy it to put it on their Corvette. So I figured, you know what? We'll just see. We'll just see what the next person wants to do. It's not hard to remove. It's just bolted in. Now, remember, I want to stress to you, on camera this car looks like it has awesome paint. But being black paint does have, scratches and imperfections and stuff like that. But it's a great driver type paint job that, if you drive this car like it's meant to be driven, it'll be just fine. It'll work just fine for what you need it to do. That way, if you get a ding or anything like that, you can just touch it up and go on your way. It's not perfect paint like it might look. So I just want to stress that to anybody who's interested in the car. Just remember, driver quality paint. Other than that, the car is completely ready to go. Runs, drives, and stops like it should. The only thing that doesn't work is the speedometer. I put a new cable in because it got burnt. It got melted really on the side pipes when they rebuilt the transmission and put that in. The new cable didn't fix it, so that's just one thing that will need to be addressed. As you saw in the last video, the headlights do go up slowly, but they do go up. You know, you could spend the $20 to fix that. Yeah, other than that, I mean, you can drive it all day long. It's got great oil pressure, and it's a great daily driver. I mean, it needs little things like all Corvettes of this age will. I'm not going to sell it perfect. Well, let's go drive it up and down the street. So I'm going to turn this over with the key. Fires right up and runs like it should. It's a great running motor. There you go. Idle down for you. The choke does work. So it's a little cold out, little condensation, but no smoke, you know, nothing like that coming out the exhaust pipes. And they sound really good. I love the way that they sound. So it has regular length headers on it, so if you wanted to run a different exhaust, you could. So let's go take her for a spin. Ooh, it's cold. Another thing that I forgot to show you guys, let me turn the headlights on, is that the four-way turn signal switch slash washer switch, wiper switch actually works. Isn't that amazing? Straight. If you really wanted, you could probably do a front end alignment on it. But you know, this is me on a really rough road, not really touching the steering wheel. It goes pretty well. Here's another view of the outside in the sun. Again, it's dirty, I'm sorry. Definitely a good looking car though. A little better, yeah? They still go down kind of slow though. thing you hear is the seatbelt making noise. Because the wind. Oh, it's cold. So there you guys go. If you're interested in it, I'm going to be asking $9,500 for it. In my opinion, that's a decent amount of money for a car that you can hop in and go wherever you wanted. I've seen these cars go from $5,000–$6,000 all the way up to $15,000, depending on what they are. But I've spent time on this one and gone through it, and it's a really, really good car. If you're interested in it, in the description on the bottom, the Craigslist ad is going to be up there. There'll also be pictures on this video. You can either message me through that ad, through text, call me, or email, or you can message me through YouTube, whichever one's easier for you guys. I'm willing to ship it overseas like I did with the last 77 that I had, but really it's first come, first serve. I've had a few people interested in it already, so we'll see what happens. If you guys liked this project, go to my playlist tab. I probably have 3 or 4 other Corvettes that I basically did the same thing with earlier this year. There's a silver 74 and then a maroon 77. I did kind of the same thing with it. And if you're not into the Corvettes, there's plenty of other cars that you can watch. Packards, Studebaker, Edsels, those kind of things are up there. Imperials, Tri-5 Chevrolets, all that kind of stuff is up there. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're interested in it, let me know. And you know what? The sooner I sell this one is the sooner I get to work on that one. You guys haven't seen that unless you're subscribed to me on Instagram or Facebook or Patreon. But that's where all the sneak peeks come from, and look how excited Chopstick is to work on it. See, he's telling Noodle right now. Noodle, are you excited? Not as much as Chopstick.